Are you looking to grow revenues, increase profitability, or obtain financing? If so, you came to the right place.
Running a business is all about leadership. How do you become a better leader? Learn from the successful entrepreneurs and business owners how to lead your organization more effectively. That's why we created Leadership Live at 805, Talking Small Business, to help you succeed with your host, Andrew Frazier, Business Growth Pro and CFO and founder of the Small Business Pro University. Every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're joined by experienced entrepreneurs and business owners who share their secrets to success via live stream. Also, every Friday morning, we release a new podcast episode. Either way, you will learn about developing your business leadership skills from our roster of highly performing guest experts. Leadership Live is one of the many valuable resources provided through the Small Business Pro University, empowering business owners to learn, profit, and grow. Find out more at sbprou.com.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Leadership Live at 8:05. I'm your host, Andrew Frazier, and excited once again on Tuesday night to really talk small business, my favorite topic. So, as you may know, Leadership Live at 8:05 is really about helping you to be more successful as an entrepreneur and business owner. At the end of the day, your business can only go as far as you're prepared to take it. So developing your leadership skills and preparing yourself to be able to take your business further, faster is what the show is all about. So thanks again for joining us. We always appreciate any comments, questions, ideas, feedback that you can provide. Also, if there's things that you like, feel free to like the show, and looking forward to a great show tonight. So tonight we're going to talk about the question, are you ready? As a business owner, there's a lot of things that it takes to be successful. And the question is, are you ready to be able to be a successful entrepreneur? But not only that, if you're already an entrepreneur or a business owner, are you ready to take your business to the next level? At the end of the day, working with over 1,000 business owners, what I found is, as an entrepreneur, you have to continually learn to be able to move your business forward. And once you solve certain problems or make it past a certain challenge, then you get new challenges. So you have to continue to prepare yourself to be successful and ready. So I'm going to be talking today with Mildrene Volcy, who's an entrepreneur and has grown her business, and actually, not just the one business, but she's growing her business in new ways now. So we'll get to talk to her a little bit about kind of starting out, her experiences, as well as things she's experiencing right now in her effort to grow and scale her business. So looking forward to it. So let me just invite Mildrene on. Hey, Mildrene, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Andrew. Thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to be here. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thanks for joining me as well. I think you have the brightest smile of any of my guests. Showing a lot of teeth and looking happy and excited.
I don't think you can count them the way. Yeah, thank you.
But it's great. It's great. So, I'm excited about the topic. I've seen some of your journey and some of the things that you've done and some of the things that you're doing, and really excited to have a chance to talk about it tonight.
I am very honored and really thank you for the opportunity to come into the stage. I have watched several times your show. You have excellent guests speaking about different topics and different experience, and they're all very thoughtful. They're very, very thoughtful. So I am very happy to be here. I'm very happy.
Okay, excellent. So definitely excited to have you here.
Yes.
You got some friends here on the caregiver empowerment. So why don't you talk a little bit about your journey and, sort of how you got to where you are and some of the key milestones along the way.
Talk about my journey to where I am. I do believe my journey to where I am started about 10 years ago because my daughter is 10 years. So practically I was working in different several company, and at the last job that I was in, I was a manager at that job. I was working for a very, very great woman. And then I was pregnant. By the time that I was pregnant and I had my daughter, so practically, having a new baby and going back to work was very challenging because as a brand new baby, and then you're thinking about, hey, do I really want to put my daughter in a daycare? And then you're talking about pricing for daycare. So all of those questions was back on my mind when I thinking that either way I have to get back to work. I have to work because I have to find a way to provide for my daughter. So therefore, with all of that question, then I have all type of questions. Different question was one of them thing was you know, what kind of schedule am I gonna have? Am I going to be able to have time with for my daughter? Am I going to be able to pick up, to drop off, especially when it comes to school? So practically, when I was thinking about all of this question, and I'm thinking about myself and what kind of life do I need? What kind of life do I need for my daughter? So basically, I said, hey, you know what? I need to change things. I need to change, I need to change things. I need to do a little bit better because I wanted to be there for my daughter. I wanted to have a good experience to make sure that my daughter is being provided, protected, and also that I was present for my daughter. And the only way that I think I can do that was to starting my own business. Then again, starting your own business is just the amount of time that you have to do that. And another story. But yeah, that's how I started my own business.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about what your business is and sort of what it looked like when you were starting and to where it is now.
Well, when I started it, I started Perfect Touch Home Care. That was a home care agency located in Elizabeth. So practically, when I started my business, I did not have any experience either in business or the home care agency, I might have to say. But the thing is, during that time, it was also a learning process for me because since it was a new, I have a little bit of experience in management, but I really didn't have any experience in that specific area, especially in healthcare. So, and I had a partner who she was a nurse, and also we became a partner together, and then we started the business. So she was in the clinical side, and I was in the business side. Being in the business side, that was without any experience. Obviously, she had experience in the clinical side, and when we started doing, and that's one of the things that I had to learn how to run a business, how to learn how to attract clients, and how to know how to attract employee, how to retain employee. I had to know a whole sort of business that I had no idea about. And then she was really good being the clinical part of the business where when we have a client, she has to go and do the assessment. So all of these things, I have to learn my part and also her part. Now, her part is being clinical skill because she has a license. That's not the part that I'm learning. But the part I'm learning is in the healthcare is approachable. Being approachable is not only about care, it's the way you approach the client, the way you're taking care of the client, the way you're providing the care for the clients. So that part that I have to pay attention to and learn from her.
Okay, excellent. So you had a partner. Do you still have a partner?
No, no, I don't have. Along the way doing that business, we kind of separate. We went to our separate ways. Then I had to go to another nursing, so to go take that part of the business. But no, I don't have a partner. And then we actually closed the business about yesterday. I mean, not yesterday. I want to talk about it. We closed Perfect Touch Home Care about 6 months ago. So we had shut it down.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
fair enough. But you've started something up in its place.
Well, now as we I started something up in a place, but it's not only, I am not the only the owner, but I am in partnership with the owner. We have several owners. So yes, we are in partnership where we are starting this healthcare company. Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So before we dig in too much, we do the show through the Small Business Pro University. So I got a short video about what the Small Business Pro University is, and then we'll come back talking with Mildrene about are you ready and what it takes to get ready and be ready. I always tell my daughter, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. So
That is true. That is true. That is
so,
absolutely true. You don't
yeah.
have, yeah, that is true. Yes.
Cool. So let me run the quick video and then we'll be back.
Yes.
Many small businesses experience low or no revenue growth, and the owners are not making enough money. I founded Small Business Pro University to help you break that cycle by empowering you with greater knowledge and enhanced skills to lead your organization more effectively. Over the past 15 years, I've collaborated with organizations like the Small Business Development Center, Rising Tide Capital, Empower the Village, NJMEP, Rutgers University, and SCORE to work one-on-one with over 1,000 business owners and teach tens of thousands of people about business. My experience includes serving as a naval officer, managing businesses, graduating from MIT, earning an MBA from NYU, and achieving the CFA designation, which has prepared me to accomplish my mission of helping 1 million and 8 business owners to sell more, maximize profit, and finance growth by 2028. My vision is to create the ultimate business ecosystem for entrepreneurs. Small Business Pro University empowers entrepreneurs like you to run their businesses more professionally and create sustainable enterprises. We employ my proven proprietary Masterpreneur Playbook framework to guide your journey along the Masterpreneur path and facilitate your Masterpreneur evolution to work on your business and scale faster and easier. Small Business Pro University provides access to valuable resources, partnerships, and relationships that will help you to sell more, maximize profit, and finance growth. Our Masterpreneur initiatives include the Small Business Pro Network, 100+ expert-led multimedia courses, intensive training workshops, Spanish language training, Leadership Live at 8:05 live stream and podcast, in-person Power Breakfast events, and advisory coaching, consulting, and training services. Okay, welcome back. I'm here with Mildrene, talking small business. One thing that I always say is that, most business owners are woefully unprepared for what they're trying to do. But they don't know it because there's just so much you need to know to be a successful entrepreneur and business owner that you can't know it all. And especially when you're starting out, I think if you knew how much you didn't know, you'd be scared to start the business.
Oh my God, yes.
So,
And also too, if I know how many nights I'm going to be sleepless, I would not started it. Absolutely.
So,
Yes.
when you got started, you got started because of your daughter. Definitely your business should be to make your life better rather than the opposite, which a lot of people fall into. So first, it's important to have your goals of why you're doing what you're doing. So now, would you say you achieved your goal as far as your initial goal as far as the business?
I really would say that yes, I have achieved my goal is just because I have become the person that was inside of me. If growing up, I was the person who was very shy in person. I was the person who, people think like, oh my God, she's shy. She doesn't really know what, talk. She doesn't like to talk. I was the person, I feel like I was the type of person where people kind of kind of have that about me, which was wrong because you never know in life. But yes, but the thing is, I started the business then. It wasn't even about the starting the business that I'm proud of. I'm proud of the women that I had to become in order for me to achieve my goal. So that's one of the things that I'm very proud of. And so because of that, no matter how the business was, no matter how he goes, and no matter how it went, but the fact that he working up in things in me and I'm become a little bit more into what I want to do, the woman that I feel like I should be. So that's the kind of achievement that no one can ever take lightly.
Okay, no, I mean, definitely, I'd say, as a business owner, you evolve. You have to
That's it.
evolve
Yeah.
to
You
move
have.
yourself forward. So, and definitely, uh, maybe going from shy beginnings, but I've seen you out networking
I know, I
at
know.
different events, so you're not shy anymore.
No, 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 no. It's so funny. I'm so proud of, but the thing is, it's just like, yeah, I'm not shy. I think one of the things I wrote on LinkedIn the other day is just like, growing up, I was very the shy person. But there's a difference between being shy and also being an introvert. So practically now, I'm like, people say, oh, you shy? No, I'm not shy. If I don't have to talk, I'm not gonna talk. If I feel like I have to say something, I'm going to say something. You know what I mean? So basically, yes, so I do enjoy networking. I do enjoy meeting new people. I do enjoy learning. I do enjoy expressing my knowledge too to people that needs to know. So practically, yes.
Definitely, definitely. So
Yeah.
now, as far as your initial goal, as far as your daughter, do you think your business allowed you to achieve what you expected or what you had hoped?
Yes, my business are definitely I now I have like yes, definitely, because the thing is I will do my main idea, especially I grew up in Haiti, and I was born in Haiti, grew up in Canada, and when I was little bit my mom moved to Canada. So practically I spent a lot of time with my dad without my mom. And then I moved up to Canada. So I spent some time with my mom and then not with my dad. And then we move over here to United States. So practically growing up and the way that I see myself, the way that I see myself, I'm like, this is not the way that I would like to raise my daughter. I really want to be too present to my daughter. I want to be present. I want to guide my daughter. I want to raise my daughter. I want to educate my daughter. And for me to do anything that you do in life at this point, anytime, whether it's 10 years, 20 years ago, it takes money, right? It takes money to do that. And also I just wanted to be a role model. I want my daughter to grow up to be educated, to grow up to be confident, to grow up to to have sense of power. So practically this is one of the things that I'm like, okay, for you to do that, for you to be able to teach, to raise a kid, not just because you're doing cooking and cleaning for the kids, that's not raising the kids, but for you to be able to raise the kids, you have to have time. And also it's not about going to school, going to work and coming back home. You have to teach them experience, to travel with the kids, and things like that. So to explore, to expose the kids to certain things, and it takes money, it takes time. So that's one of the yeah.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So, definitely appreciate everybody's comments in the chat, and we got a few questions. So I'm gonna make this a double question because
Sure.
one thing I
Good
was gonna
question.
say is, what was, a big challenge or mistake that you made starting out, but also from the caregiving side, what's a mistake that a lot of caregivers make in starting out as well? So I'll let you tackle those in whatever order you prefer.
What's one common mistake caregiver makes starting out? Um, what's one mistake caregivers make starting out? I'm not really sure if you're talking about the caregiver. There's two sort of caregiver, right? I always say that whether you're LPN, that's to me, right? People can disagree or agree to it. That's them, right? But whether you're home health aide, CND, LPN, and doctors, or a family, you're taking care of somebody else, you're a caregiver because you're providing care to somebody else. So one of the things most common mistake caregivers make when starting out, when you're starting out as a caregiver, there's a lot of things that goes into being a caregiver. Now, if you're doing it as a professional, most of the mistake that people doing it, I've seen that in our culture. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a nurse. But when you're talking about a nurse, they're talking about being a nurse, being in the market where you stable, you're always going to get the job. And also too, they're always thinking that, okay, nurse make good money. But the thing is, when you being a nurse, is not about making the money. It's not about, okay, it's have a stability. It's also about taking care of somebody who is sick, and also too, not let everything consume you. Because at the end of the things, if you're not taking care of the things if you're not taking care of yourself, you let things consume you, you become a patient. So one of the common mistakes that I see caregivers making, it's just because when you're going into being a caregiver, whether you're doing a caregiver as a professional or for a client, that is a big responsibility. You are responsible to taking care of somebody else and also responsible to taking care of yourself.
All right, so definitely, um, care. And what about for you? So, you start this business. You said you weren't totally prepared, like nobody
Not
is.
nobody ever prepared now.
So what were the first things well, first, did you think you were prepared when you went in?
I don't think I was thinking about being prepared because I didn't know what I was gonna face. So I know I didn't know a lot. I didn't know that I had to learn a lot. But I wasn't thinking that no, I was not prepared. But I don't think I ever be prepared in a sense because obviously you have, based on the experience, based on things that you've been go through and the challenge that you've been go through, you kind of have a little bit more experience. But are you ever prepared? No, you're never prepared. So practically, no, I did not. I wasn't prepared, and I was not prepared at all.
Okay. And what was the most difficult thing for you to, be able to handle or figure out earlier on with the business?
Everything. Because when you're starting a business, the problem with being starting a business, you carry a lot of hats. Because the thing is, one of the thing is, I always telling the people, okay, you're carrying so much hat. You're carrying the hat to be the marketer, to do advertising, to talk to clients, to talk to caregivers, to do the books, to do all of those things. So if you have to get licensed, all of those things, you carry all of those hats. So one of the problem that I had was the biggest problem is there was a challenge for me was cash flow. That's the biggest thing I had to learn. I had to manage cash flow.
There we go. We're
Sorry.
back.
I was like, what's going on?
Sorry about that. Sometimes the gremlins get into the technology and mess us up, but
Oh, yeah,
we're good now. So,
yeah.
um, okay. Um, so let's take a look. We talked a little bit about experience. I just want to walk through what I call the Masterpreneur Playbook Framework, which I think is really, how you take a business from startup to scaling. And, Mildrene's on her Masterpreneur journey, and she's along the journey. So we're going to talk a little bit about her experiences along the journey, but based on the framework. So I'm just going to outline the framework real quick. So, when you look at the Masterpreneur Playbook framework, there's two pieces. There's 5 steps that your business needs to take. So, going from really working in your business, on the concept of your business, developing it, working in your business, working on your business, working on the future of your business, and scaling your business. And really those 5 steps can take you from, pre-zero revenue all the way up to over 10 million in revenue, going through those 5 steps. But to be able to go through each of the 5 steps, you've got to evolve as a business owner. So each step you need to evolve and sort of become a different and new type of leader to be able to lead your business through each of the 5 steps. So, I would say definitely, Mildrene, you started out in step 1, working on the concept of your business. So I'm going to ask you, what all did you do to prepare and work on the concept of your business before you got started, or did you just jump in?
No, I did not just jump in. Like I mentioned again, I had a little bit of experience in not similar business, but I had the experience in hiring and management and managerial position. Basically, with that, so I kind of understand two part of business, dealing with clients and also dealing with employee. So that's why when I was working, I had to deal with those two part of the business. So basically when I started it to start on the concept, I went to different concept of I wanted to do. Because I pile up all my experience, or I do a little bit of research, what's working and what's not working, what I can do or what I cannot do. So basically I went to two different concepts before I sit on what the last concept. So basically the concept, when I didn't just jump in, because I had to ask a lot of questions. I had to meet the different people. I really had to take my time, because I wanted to make sure that's something that I really am not passionate. That's something that I can do. And also that I will be able to scale to what I really wanted to do, what I really wanted to scale into. So the concept was just not something that just start out. The concept took a different, I can say the concept that I started with, that is not the business that I was in. I was a different business. The concept, the idea that I had in mind, I knew I wanted to do a business, but I had several different ideas. I even started the first one. And then by doing a bit more research, I switch it and do a different business. So no, the concept was just not just something that I started out. It took me a different turn to get to start in one thing.
Okay. No, that's a great point. I mean, as a business owner, your business isn't going to be what it was when you started,
No.
I'd say my business totally changes every 3 years.
Yes. There is definitely, the business, and sometimes you can't even start. That's what some of the people, like, I think they made a mistake. They start something and they didn't see it working out, and then they completely give up. So practically, whatever you start, maybe it's not the business that you can be in or you wanted to. That wasn't maybe your purpose to do. So practically, just do a little bit of more research and try something else.
Okay.
But I'm not saying to try every business every month. I'm just saying because I've seen people starting something and stop, starting here and stop, starting there and stop. No, that's not the point. It's just the point is sometimes whatever you start, it may not be the business that you will be in.
Okay. So you got to be ready, you got to be flexible.
You got to be flexible, yes.
And proactive and creative to really sustain. So what type of business planning did you do? What type of business plan did you write?
I did not have any business plan. Wait, I'm ashamed to say, but I did not have any business. When I started it, I'm telling you.
That's part of why I asked, because unfortunately, far too many people start without a business plan or without a complete business plan. So now, if you had to go back and do it again, do you think a business plan would have been helpful?
Business plan definitely would be a help. Absolutely, business plan would be helpful. And one of the things that business, like, if you're doing a business plan, is the marketing part, right? The market part. You got to know your markets. I think too many people starting a business, they don't have any idea about the market. And then when they go to the business and then they're not able to, scale the business, because the thing is either they don't understand the market. So practically, when you don't understand your market, you won't understand your pricing. You won't understand what's in, what's not out, because you don't know your market. So one of the part that I always said is very good idea to have a business. If you're thinking about the business, have a business plan, because in that business plan, one of the things that we'll be talking about is market, and that is absolutely necessary for you to understand.
Okay. No, definitely. I mean, in my book, I outlined that sales and marketing is your most important job.
Yes.
And, early on, a big piece is your marketing plan and your marketing strategy. And, you can do it early by doing the work, or you can just take longer to find your market and, waste more money trying to find it. So there's different ways, but at the end of the day, the first step to being successful in business is finding the right product market fit. And because until then, you don't really have a sustainable, something that you haven't proven that people are willing to pay you for what you deliver. And definitely, until you prove that, you don't really have a viable business.
Yeah, you could find, even you can find your market, but understanding the market too. Because I come across so many people that say, "Oh my God, I can start a home care agency. I can, because your home care agency making so much money." But it's making so much money. It's making so much money. Yeah, there's advantages. There's way that you can make a lot of money. But the thing also too, before you scaling to make that kind of money, there's a lot of things you have to go through. I think people can see the market, but understanding the greedy, needy of the market, they do not understand the greedy. So now when they enter the market, just because they hear in the market or they see the market, they know the market, but they don't understand the market. And now when they are suffering, they're like, "Oh my God, I'm suffering. I don't know how to market. I don't know how to attract people. I don't know how to get clients. I don't know how to get caregivers. I don't know how to manage my business. I don't know how to grow." So basically, you know the market, you just don't understand the market. You didn't do this, you didn't study the market, you didn't know the market, you just hear it.
Okay. No, definitely. I think that, it, hopefully you didn't scare people away with all these things you don't know. Like the market. But I'm sure that, if you scared them away, then they probably needed to not
They were
do it
not ready. They were not
because
ready.
yeah, because you got to be ready, or be willing to get
To
ready
learn. Yes.
for a lot of these important things. And like you said, "Oh well, it looks like all home care agencies make a whole bunch of money." That's because you don't see the ones that aren't here anymore.
Exactly. I remember I was talking to a friend a couple of years, was last year, and he lives in Florida. So his wife is a nurse, and it's like, I've been telling my wife to start a home care agency. And I said, well, home care agency, to start a home care is very pretty much easy. Because the problem with home care agency, I don't know if any type of business, but the problem is there's one startup every day and there's one closing every day.
Mm-hmm. So
Because there's one starting every day, there's one is closing every single day as well. So yes.
so yeah, so it definitely takes a little bit of commitment, and you know when you started out, how many people did you have, and how many people did you grow to?
When I started out, I remember having the first client. I did my little bit advertising in Craigslist, and that the young lady called me because she had her mother and she needed care. So basically, I was so excited to start it with her. And then we make an appointment, and then we went to see her. And her mother, we give her the price, and she accept. A little bit of a month later, she canceled the services. Not because we did anything wrong, it's just because she said, I think it would be best for her to take over taking care of her mother. Then I was so devastated because I was so proud of myself having one client starting out, and I thought I was doing everything else. And now to look for different clients, it was a bit tough. But we eventually grow it into about close to 100 clients. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And so to grow it to 100 clients, that took some time, and and probably some growing pains. How many people did you have on your staff when you were doing 100 clients?
But the rules are the number one rules is having one client, two caregivers per client. So practically, if you we were close to 100, but then again, it's up and down because some people changing providers, some people the Medicaid cancel, whatever the reason was. So it was a little bit up and then down. So basically, the number one rule is if you have for one client is two caregivers, just in case if something going on, you gotta make sure that the person is being covered by somebody else. So practically, we had close to double of that as the caregivers.
Okay, so that's a pretty significant staff there to keep track of
Oh
and
yeah.
manage. So, so I know you were in human resources, so I guess a lot of it fell to you. Um, but a lot of business owners have a lot of trouble, hiring the right people and managing people successfully. So, if you were to share some of your secrets and best practices around that, what would you recommend? Share with other business owners about how to hire and lead their people more effectively.
I lead with different roles of thumb, but one of the roles of thumb that I lead with is fairness. So practically, I think being fair, being fair to your staff, meaning is it just I always call my staff colleagues. That's how I see them. I see them, they work hand in hand with me growing that business. So being fair, being honest, take time to understand the person, take time to know who you're working with, take time to ask questions. It's just they are another human being. I think what happened and what I have seen people, especially with business owner, they think whoever working with them, they're just working with them or they're just working for them. Um, yeah, they are working for you, but also too, they are working along you to grow that business. So being fair to them, understanding them, and talking to them as a human being is the number one rule.
All right, so definitely, and that leads to really the culture of your business. You have to create a culture around your business to really engage people and drive the results that you want to have. And a lot of business owners don't really understand that, or don't realize that that's something that they need to manage, or how to do that. Was that something you did proactively as far as understanding you need to create the culture, or that was just you and how you are in general?
I would love to believe that's how I am in general, but I did not realize that is a culture. But the thing is, I didn't realize it was a culture, but the thing is, that is something that I really take in practice. It's just because for me, whoever we are working as a team, we all are human beings. At the end of the day, we are human beings. We all have families after work and stuff like that. So basically, I see a person first before I see you working for me. I see you as a person. I'm trying to understand you. Now, don't get it twisted. If something is not working, we're gonna have to go. Wait, we're gonna be like, okay, that's not working for me, or that's not working. You know what I mean? Because we always have to align to what we know, whatever purpose we set out to be, whatever the goal that we need to do. I would definitely, but at the same time, we try to make things work. And we're making things work together. We learn from each other. I guide you when I need to guide you. I teach you when I need to teach you. I listen when I need to listen to you. Yeah. So basically, no, I think one of the things people need to understand, if you're in a position of power or being an entrepreneur or being a CEO, remember that those people, they're all working for you, but they're all also working along you to make that purpose, to move that business forward with you. And I think that's one of the things I so much proud when somebody said, I think we need to do this. Like, yes, we I think this is a great idea for us. Yes, us. Because it is us. I think that is a great idea because you have to have a platform where you welcome everybody to feel they belong, to feel they fit in, to feel their whatever with they bring into the table. It's important. Not whatever I say it's important. It's just we like, oh, I think, what they call our business. Yes, are. I'm
So
very proud of people. I'm very proud of that. Very proud of
okay,
that.
definitely, yeah, definitely. If you have people taking ownership of their
Yes.
business, that's key. So excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. So now, we're going to cover a few more things, but before we do that, I just want to share a little bit about a couple things that are coming up. Um, you know, Many of you know we do some events for entrepreneurs and business owners. So our last events of the year are coming up. So November 20th is going to be our next Power Network event, networking event at Montclair Brewery. And hopefully you can join us Thursday evening, the 20th. And then after the networking event, the next day we do it right before our Power Breakfast, but now our Power Breakfast has actually been renamed as the
I
Masterpreneur.
support a breakfast. Nice. I
So
love the change.
thank you, thank you. So definitely invite you guys to join that. We're going to do a little bit, enhancing the programming, and we're going to be at the Park Avenue Club, which is a great venue as well. So hopefully you can join us as well. And those of you who have never been to our events, here's a short video about the Power Breakfast, and then we'll come back talking to Mildrene. If you are looking to increase revenues, improve profitability, and or obtain financing for your business, you need to check out the Power Breakfast and Small Business Pro conferences.
My name is Andrew Frazier. One of the things we're here to do is supercharge your day.
Today's Power Breakfast has really been a phenomenal experience. I think it's exactly what business owners need, some true guidance of people who are genuine and really are leading them in the true direction of business growth and expansion.
The Power Breakfast is so important for the entrepreneurial community because it gives the various business people who come together an opportunity to interact and also do some business.
These events, hosted by Andrew Frazier, President and COO of Small Business Like a Pro, will supercharge your day.
Okay, welcome back to Leadership Live at 8:05 Talking Small Business. I'm here with
Yes.
Mildrene Volcy, and our topic tonight is, are you ready?
Are you ready?
So, you've successfully run a business. And the first part is getting your business off the ground and really finding your market. But once you're able to do that, and get above 100,000 in sales, then it's key to be able to focus on other areas, such as profitability, continued growth. So how did you have to change your focus as the business owner, as your business grew, and what were your biggest areas that you focused on to sustain your growth?
Well, that's one of the things that I had to focus on. Just because you have the client doesn't mean that you're profitable, you're making a profit. So that's one of the things I had to learn. Somebody can say, okay, no, we paying the bills, we are we are providing the services, we get clients, we paying the caregivers, but also too at the end of the day, you're paying all the taxes, you're paying all of those things, all of the expense that comes with having a business. But at the end of the day, do you have enough profit for yourself? Can you pay yourself? Can you pay yourself? Are you making enough profit to see, hey, I'm gonna put something in reserve and put it back in the business in order for it to grow? So basically, do you have a plan? So this year you make it 1 million, next year you make it 2 millions, and over here you make it 3 millions. I think that's one of the things that I had to focus on when we started having a client. But having clients doesn't mean we were being profitable, but I had to really take a look at what are my expenses, what am I spending money on, what the quality of clients that I have, how the quality of claims that we are putting on, all of those things I have to take a look at to see whatever that I am doing at the end of the year, I would have profit.
Okay. All right. So yeah, profitability is important. You could have $1 million in sales and be losing money.
You can. Yeah, absolutely. You absolutely can.
So,
You can have $1 million. Like, oh my God, I make over $1 million. But at the end of the day, when you deducted every expense that you have, it comes out to zero. Yeah.
yeah. So definitely, once you get, to a certain level, you have to just relook at your profitability,
Yes.
because, and that could be pricing, that could be,
Yes.
adjusting
Yeah.
your cost structure. There's a lot of ways that you can, focus, that things that you can enhance your profitability using. So, but, it's important to, also learn how to look at your numbers, because there's no way that you can really figure out profitability without the numbers. So,
No.
coming into your business, how much did you know about accounting, and how much do you know about accounting now?
Not much, not much. I didn't know. All the bills that you have. It's so funny. All the bills that you have to pay, right? You pay all the bills. You have to pay the license. You have to pay this. You have to pay that. All the bills. But it's just like when you writing down every numbers, you counting them. You're like, whoa. I have $20,000 as expense at every month. So no, I think that I know that I know I have to pay the office, I know I have to pay for the phone, I know I have to pay for the internet, I know I have to pay the employee, I know I have to pay the license, I know how to pay all of those things, and I was able to pay for it, right? But after you paying for it, there was no other money. So no, I didn't know a lot about accounting. I had to learn. I didn't learn about much of accounting, but I had to talk to people who understand about cash flow to teach me, about how to how to get your expense and to understand what you're putting out and to understand what's coming in. That's very important to understand those two key elements. You gotta understand what's going outside of your business and what's coming in out inside of your business. If you do not understand it, if you don't know anything about that, then you're not in business. Even if you have to do it in piece of paper, like, okay, phone bill. Even if it's like, okay, phone bill, telephone, phone bill, taxes, whatever. Even if you have to put it in the paper, put it in the paper today. Just put it in the paper, and then once you put it in the paper and counting, and what you coming in and see and match it to see what's what you have.
Okay. Yeah, no, definitely, it's important to do that. So now, it took you little while to figure it out. So
A lot. It took me a long time, a long time to figure it out.
okay.
Yeah.
So if you were starting over now, how important would you say it would be to learn something about accounting and bookkeeping from the beginning?
That's the first thing. If I had to go, if you want to start a business, that's the first thing. Understand, get you talk to a bookkeeper or talk to an accountant, have somebody. That's one of, I remember I was talking to, and they said that you gotta have the team. The team is a lawyer, accounting, or a bookkeeper. Like those you gotta have those people in your corner. Otherwise you can't. I'm not saying you cannot start a business, but the longer you take to have those people in the corner, the harder it will be for you. Now you do have to have those people. Accountant is number one person that you have to be in your corner and your group. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, definitely, you want to have your stuff right from the beginning.
From the beginning. And I
Yeah.
think so I think some of the people say, oh, we're not making money and why am I no, you really want to start the right way. You really want to start the right way. Starting the right way would save you a lot of headaches in the long term.
Yeah, and money.
Oh my God, yes.
know,
Money, headaches, and sleepless night. Like it will save you all of those things. It will save you
yeah,
time.
yeah. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, we've been like here this year. I've started offering financial management services from A to Z. So
Yes.
bookkeeping to your taxes, to your accounting, to your CFO work, to CPA, and each of those are different functions and require
Yes.
different skills. And usually one person only knows part of it. So
Yes.
you may need more than one person on your financial team, especially as you grow.
Definitely, yes.
So, but we've been working with some people this year. We had to do their bookkeeping for the last 3 years and tax
Oh my
returns
God.
for the last 2 years. So so definitely try not to fall into that category because definitely it's important to have that stuff under control, or you're gonna have some issues. So so now each show ends a little bit too quickly. An hour goes fast, so we're
I
bumping up
know.
on an hour, and it hasn't been too painful, right?
Coming at him like, oh my God, 1 hour? Do I have a lot? Oh my God, what am I gonna say? Do I have a lot to say? Oh yeah, no, it goes really quickly. Yeah, it
So
does. And
definitely,
you make it
but
easy too. You make it so easy and so open for people to talk. And I'm hoping that I serve you. I really serve, being on the show, that I serve the purpose that you really trying to teach and to pull, to do. The show, the concept of it, I'm hoping that I serve it.
okay, no, definitely. So before we close out, definitely
Yes.
want to have you share like 3 key things that people should take away from what we discussed tonight, because we talked about a lot of stuff, so sometimes people can get lost in it. But if they have 3 things to really focus on starting tomorrow that can help them be a better leader and be more effective at running their organization, that would be great. I'll play a short commercial or short video a little bit about, for those of you who may not know, we just celebrated 5 years with the live stream. And one of the things we did was we launched a new book called 99 Proven Tips to Accelerate Your Masterpreneur Journey. So here's a short video about what that book's about, and then we'll be back talking small business with Mildrene Volcy. Hi, Andrew here, and I'm excited to announce the launch of our new book, 99 Proven Tips to Accelerate Your Masterpreneur Journey. 5 years, 33 incredible guests, hundreds of powerful business lessons, and now it's all in one place. Introducing 99 Proven Tips to Accelerate Your Masterpreneur Journey, a brand new book built from the insights, wisdom, and strategies shared by the guest experts of our podcast, Leadership Live at 8:05, Talking Small Business. Inside, you'll discover actionable tips on how to launch smarter.
So if you have an idea that you have researched and you know who your customer is and you think that you've got the experience you need, now is a perfect time to start a business. But remember, start as a side hustle first.
Grow faster.
So sales is about problem solving, not about manipulating. You have to understand the math of your business, the sales math.
Lead more effectively.
You shouldn't expect someone to be you. You have to understand and create processes to basically train people on how to handle certain situations and basically set people on the right path, right? So they can become successful within your organization.
And scale your business with confidence.
Bet on yourself and not be afraid to take risks and to know that you have within you the ability to accomplish your dreams and accomplish your goals.
Think like an entrepreneur. Now, I know there may be many entrepreneurs listening, but there may be some who aren't entrepreneurs. It's all well and good. I'm here to say entrepreneurship is not just something you do, it's a way that you think. And the characteristics of an entrepreneur's thinking are creativity, resourcefulness, courage, resilience, and passion.
This isn't theory, it's practical advice straight from entrepreneurs and thought leaders who have done it. 5 years of conversations, 33 voices of experience, and now 99 tips to accelerate your masterpreneur journey. Get your copy today. Pre-order now to reserve your signed copy. Click the button below or scan the QR code to order from www.sbprou.com/99-tips. All right, great. We're back with Mildrene talking small business. So, Mildrene, what are the 3 things you want people to take away from our discussion today?
I think one of the 3 key takeaways I would like for anybody to take away with is one but let's take a look at the name of not the name of the business, the title today is Are You Ready? In my thinking, I don't think you would ever be ready because there's a lot of things out there that you don't know. So, but if you are taking to start a business, some people make the mistake of, hey, I'm not ready, I'm not gonna start. Some people are gonna make the mistake of starting without being ready. So practically, you gotta, even though you know that you would never be ready, but you should ask yourself, am I ready to take the next challenge? Because especially when you're coming from working for somebody and then coming to working for yourself, that's a whole different ball game. So practically understand that, are you ready to work for yourself? That's one of the things that you must understand. You must ask yourself. I think the second thing is, whatever business you're trying to get into, understand your market. Now, just because you hear about the market, but you gotta know the market, understand the market, study the market. Study the market to the point that you understand everything about the market, so you can make your own conclusion. What type of clients you're gonna serve, what kind of services you would serve, what kind of pricing you would give, and what's one thing that would be different from your competition. It's very important to understand your market, and that would definitely help you to lead to the next step, is from concept to grow. That's the only way. It's from those three things. Are you ready? Do you understand your market? Those two things, I would I would say those two things would help you to go from concept to scale.
All right, great. So definitely taking those key things away. So basically, you're kind of never prepared for being a business owner, but you might be
No, never
ready
forget. Very ready, yes,
to dive
yes,
in.
yes.
So,
Yeah.
you can't stop yourself because you're never going to be totally prepared, but you also don't want to jump into this before you're ready to do it.
No,
Because
no.
it's going to be a huge change for you and for your life. So you have to be ready to be able to make that choice. Understanding your market. I mean, at the end of the day, the success of your business is going to be how well you sell and market your products and services. So the better you understand your market, the more effectively that you're going to be able to sell into that market and understand their needs and make sure that you have the right solution for their needs, so you can match up your solution with the people who are going to most value it. So that's not a thing that you can just figure out.
No, not along the way. Don't make the mistake that I made.
Doing the market research gets you closer to there, rather than just having starting out just all over the place and trying to find a needle in a haystack. You might just need to find a needle in a box, in a small box, rather than the whole haystack. So it gets you a lot closer to where you need to be faster. So and then of course going from concept to
scaling,
which every step of the way you got to evolve and develop new skills and become a different leader, kind of a different person. You have to evolve, but there's nowhere you can learn so much in a short period of time than as a business owner, and really evolve into the best person that you can be. So
yes, I think you would definitely you definitely be a disadvantage to you if you kind of stuck in your way because you think, hey, this is who I am, this is how I am, this is who I would ever be. I mean, I understand that, but what exactly you want? Do you want to say who you are, or do you want to change and grow and then evolve and scale into your business? And that would takes a lot of initiative from you, initiative to learn how to listen, initiative to learn how to to change, to evolve, to learn, to empower, not only to empower yourself but also to empower others too, because you really want to, whatever that you do, whoever you want to talk to, you want to be able to make a difference in that person's lives. I think that's one of the things that we have to understand. That's all of the things that you will be facing. You would definitely, entrepreneur would definitely test you. Hey, I thought I like blue, but no, I don't like blue no more. So it will test you. You gotta, it would definitely test you because the thing is, and one of the things I always said too, being entrepreneur, you're gonna come across different people, from employee to the banker to whoever, to the bank, to the person that does this for you, you gotta be able to talk. Some people, I can talk to this kind of specific people, but I cannot talk to this. No, it's not, because being an entrepreneur, especially when you grow in your business, you're gonna be exposed to different type of people, but you have to know how to manage and how to talk to people, how to evolve. It's never one side way. We can, yeah.
Okay. No, definitely, makes sense. So, no, this has been great, Mildrene. I appreciate you joining me and taking time out of your busy schedule to share your experiences with us.
Thank you. Like I said, Andrew, thank you so much. It is such an honor to be here, to be part of the show. I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so proud of you. But I'm so proud of myself. Yeah, I'm very honored. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
okay.
It is such a pleasure.
Excellent. And we appreciate the audience tuning in, sharing your comments, questions, and, definitely if you want to connect with Mildrene, we've got her website in the chat as well as her LinkedIn profile. So feel free to reach out to her. And, Mildrene, if you can hang on while I close things out, and we'll chat a little after. So, all right. But thank you. So, all right. So, once again, definitely excited about, talking with Mildrene this evening. I think we covered some valuable stuff, and definitely, it's important to understand that, along the journey, you do have to evolve, and, you're never fully prepared, but you can be ready. And that's what it's all about. So, so thanks again for tuning in. Next week, our show is going to be, actually, that's today's show. But next week's show is going to be on AI coaching. AI is taking over a lot of things. So we're going to be talking with Art Jones about AI coaching. What's the promise of, the potential for it? What are some of the perils or challenges with it? And, is this the right kind of partnership for you going forward? So, AI coaching, we're going to have Art Jones, who actually happens to be the gentleman who actually started the podcast live stream with me 5 years ago. So it's good to have him back on the show and have a chance to talk with him as well. So hopefully you can join us next Tuesday. Can't believe that it is starting in November. So that'll be our first show in November. And, it's also election night. So if you actually want to see something positive, you can tune into the show and learn something and hear something useful. And take your mind off the elections, because I know there's a lot of stress and anguish going around. And hopefully things work out the way that you would like, as far as it. But we'll see what happens. But thanks again for tuning in. Definitely appreciate you participating, and always remember, at the end of the day, the more that the faster and more successfully your business is going to grow.
Thank you for listening to Leadership Live at 8:05, Talking Small Business. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and to the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Leadership Live is one of the many valuable resources provided through the Small Business Pro University, empowering business owners to learn, profit, and grow. Find out more at sbpro.u.com.